The OnePlus 7 Pro is a really nice device, and at a starting price that sounded surprisingly low after all of its features and specs were revealed. It's got a beautiful, super smooth display, dual stereo speakers, and top-of-the-line performance specs, but after spending a week with it, I have to say, I wouldn't buy it. Now don't get me wrong, it's not a bad phone by any means. In fact, it's industry-leading in multiple areas, but it's not without its flaws, and in many areas, it's just good, not great. I'll let you know exactly what those are, including which phone I'd buy instead, but first, let's talk about what they got right. The exterior not only looks nice, but feels very premium. Aluminum sandwiched by curved Gorilla Glass, subtle logo and text on the back, perfectly located buttons and the same triple mute switch that I love, and hefty weight that adds to the premium feel. We don't have a waterproofing rating, but various videos and breakdowns have shown it's up to the task, so I wouldn't worry about it. The center of attention is this massive curved OLED display coming in at 6.7 inches. It's fairly bright, has great color accuracy, and is super sharp. As you can see, there isn't any kind of notch or cutout, and at the same time, we have very slim bezels. Not only that, but the 90Hz refresh rate paired with great software makes using it the most smooth experience I've ever had in any smartphone. To make this full screen experience possible, OnePlus designed a motorized front-facing camera, and I think this is probably the best solution for the notch issue. They showed it holding around 50 pounds of weight, which is crazy, and say it's rated for over 300,000 actuations, so I don't think durability will be an issue, but only time will tell. Inside of that pop-up camera is a really good 16 megapixel f2 selfie camera, and on the back we have 3 more in a layout that's been very popular recently: a standard, a telephoto, and an ultrawide. OnePlus chose to go with a 48 megapixel main camera instead of Apple's and Samsung's 12 megapixel, and on the telephoto we have an 8 megapixel 3x zoom, which was actually found out to be a 13 megapixel 2.2 times that they crop into, which does make sense since the zoom-in images don't look much better than the 2x systems cropped in digitally. The photo and video capabilities are much better than any previous OnePlus device and are very good overall. But is it enough to take on the flagships? No, not really. Many images look fantastic, but it's inconsistent. Some shots turn out perfect, while many others have highlights pulled down too much, and others have too much contrast or denoising. The same inconsistencies show up in video as well, and some things are just plain missing, like video recording with the wide-angle lens. The actual sensors are great, but the software still needs tweaking, which does mean OnePlus can improve it, but at this time, the 7 Pro can't compare with the XS Max or S10 Plus. If you want to see our detailed camera comparison, I'll link it at the end of this video. Although the camera software needs work, I have to say it again, OnePlus has the best Android software. The icons, shortcuts, keyboards, and quick animations are better than even stock Android, and we finally have an out-of-the-box screen recorder. This wouldn't be possible without great hardware, and in typical OnePlus fashion, we have a flagship Snapdragon 855 processor with a ton of RAM, up to 12 gigabytes in fact, and OnePlus can actually make use of that RAM with their RAM Boost feature that preloads software. Add in brand new UFS 3 storage, which in the real world doubles read and write speeds, and you have a crazy fast phone that loads apps noticeably faster than the competition. The under-display optical fingerprint scanner, in my opinion, is now just as good as a physical one, and is definitely ahead of Samsung's ultrasonic scanner, at least in speed. So that's a bunch of great features of the OnePlus 7 Pro, and when you pair that with the $700 price tag for the model that most will likely choose, the 8GB RAM, 256GB storage I'm using, the value proposition is incredible. So why wouldn't I buy one? The biggest culprit is this, the Galaxy S10 Plus, and also the fact that just 2 months later, it's been deeply discounted on multiple websites, bringing it down from the $1,000 I paid to as low as $700 for an international model, or just a bit more for a Snapdragon version. That is crazy. I will leave some links in the video description for some of the deals I found. If the OnePlus 7 Pro was released half a year ago, it would have destroyed the market. Or if the S10 Plus stayed at $300 more than the 7 Pro, it would be a no-brainer. But with the Samsung flagship being available so close in price, the OnePlus is hard to recommend for most. When we compare them side by side, the OnePlus falls behind in too many areas. The battery charger is super fast, but you have to use both their proprietary charger and cable, and the 4000 mAh battery is large, but the 90Hz display drains the battery so much that I couldn't ever get a full day of use like I can with the S10, which still has 10 to 15% battery life remaining. To make matters worse, we still don't have wireless charging, so you can't leave it on the stand to top off throughout the day. I understood it at $530, but I think at this price point, paired with the Pro name and high battery drain, OnePlus definitely needed to include it. The display is nice, but it also can't compete. Samsung's is quite a bit brighter, and the HDR videos look much better on the S10. and the same thing goes for the speakers. The S10 Pluses blow the OnePlus 7 Pro's average stereo speakers away in both sound quality and volume. It's nice not having a cutout, but the curved portion of the screen starts bending much earlier, so reflections are a bigger issue. If you like listening to music and watching videos on your phone, the S10 is definitely a ways ahead. The S10's camera quality is much more consistent and overall better in both photos and video, especially for the ultrawide lens where the photos are far ahead because of processing and they're wider, and on top of that you can actually use video recording, including that super cool super steady feature. You do get 128GB of slower but still fast storage as the base, but the SD card slot will accept up to another 512GB, and for those that use wired headphones, we still have a headphone jack. And I'm leaving my biggest complaint for last, and that's the size and the weight. I never thought I'd say it, but this smartphone screen is just too big. And I love large screens, but 6.7 inches paired with 206 grams means that in some of my pockets, it actually sticks out. My hands were noticeably more tired when watching YouTube for a while and playing games compared to the S10 Plus, which is smaller, thinner, and almost 20% lighter while still having a large 6.4-inch display. In the real world, this phone will be too large for most people, and that's before adding a case. The OnePlus 7 Pro is a really nice phone that leads in multiple areas, but to achieve that, they had to raise the cost. At the same time, the competition has really upped its game and is still ahead like they were in previous years. If your number one priority is a super smooth experience, both including the specs, the software, and the display's 90Hz, then it could still make sense. But for most people, if you could spend just a little bit more money, I think the S10 is a much better choice. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more videos on the OnePlus 7 Pro, you guys can click right over there. And if you guys want to subscribe, click that little circle above and go ahead and enable notifications if you don't want to miss out on future videos. This has been Max with Max Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.